mystic quest of the birds. A spiritual play inspired by Attar's Conference of the Birds. This is the story of the mystic search of the birds. The wise cuckoo called them together to join him and in his search for the Simorgh, the king of all birds. Their journey led them through 7 valleys. The birds' long flight was a pathway to wisdom. But what they found was not what they sought. Come and take a flight with me and hear the tale. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful land named Yalom. In its great forest lived many birds. This is the place where our story begins. Here the great bird, the cuckoo, sat for many days and nights in the cool shade of a big tree, absorbed in deep meditation. One day the parrot came before the great bird. He looked at him for a while, then he said, "Oh, great bird, for so many days you have sat here motionless and silent under this tree. Does something disturb your mind?" Slowly the great bird came out of his trance and said, "Listen, parrot. I had a deep insight. All life is illusion. After so many days in silent meditation, the time has come for me to speak. Go and tell all birds that they should gather here. I have to reveal them some very important thing." The parrot flew away to gather all birds. "Hey, birds! Gather under the big tree. The great bird has something important to reveal to you." From all sides the birds flew to the tree under which the great bird was sitting. When all the birds had assembled, the parrot saluted 3 times and spoke as follows. "Great bird, now all birds are assembled together. You say you are disgusted with the world. We beg you, give a little thought to us, ignorant and deluded creatures that we are. We beg of you some teaching to dispel our ignorance." The great bird shook his wings and said, "Cuckoo! Well, you birds, what is the value of what you are doing? Why are you devoting so much time to collecting food? Your activities are altogether vain. You are living in a paradise of ignorance, a fool's paradise. Like you, I also lived in that blissful garden of ignorance. There I did not have to think. All I had to do was to believe and to enjoy. But then I asked questions, and suddenly I felt kicked out of that paradise. Now the gates of this elusive garden are closed to me forever. I had committed the sin of thinking. I know I will never be able to go back into this paradise of dreaming. Now I have only one way to go, and that is forward. I want to show the way to all those who also want to commit the sin of thinking. But be warned, you too will find yourselves kicked out of the paradise of ignorance and on the way to an unknown destination. If you doubt, if the mantle of ignorance in which you have wrapped yourself in is shredded into pieces, you will find yourself naked and in the cold. But you cannot stay in the paradise of ignorance forever. So don't cling to it. We live in this blissful garden called certitude, where you don't have to doubt or to think. You're unable and unwilling to see anything wrong with it. You can't see what I see. So you deny that there is something else to reach. You feel comfortable in the state of unawareness. You don't have to struggle to find answers to your questions because you have none. If you have lived in a bubble of life all your life, facing the truth can be painful. The bird said, I like to live in this garden. It is the best place to be. Why should I want to doubt it, destroy my peace of mind? The great bird said, I feel pity for all of you who spend your life only searching fun, but never any deeper meaning. Another bird said, keep your beak shut. We don't want to hear anymore. The great bird said, you want to silence me, but you cannot. The bird said, stop questioning our comfortable life. The great bird said, I know that I have sown the seed of doubt in your mind, and it will germinate. Doubt is the greatest gift we can give to each other. Doubt means being capable of thinking independently. Doubt will set us free. Blind faith is what keeps us ignorant. The duck said, oh, I'm very happy and comfortable in my world. I don't feel the need of making any spiritual effort. I'm quite satisfied with what I have got. The great bird said, you have settled down in what you think you have, and you are content here. Your laziness is an unwillingness to make an effort. For many years I traveled through valleys and deserts. I have crossed the seas and the lands. I have looked for a path in so many different directions. I found many secrets of the spiritual world. I know the hidden truths beyond all knowledge, of which we cannot speak. Since we were born, we have not stopped being travelers. We have no resting place in this world. But you are fond of comfort. You strive only for worldly rubble. Do not lose your life with those petty activities. My friends, we have a king. His name is Simorgh. He is always near to us, but we are far from him. Many veils hide him from our mortal eyes. He lives in the high mountain Ka, the mountain of enlightenment. We have to search for him. The journey is long and dangerous. Fearlessness is needed to overcome all obstacles. I am aware of the Simorgh, but I have never been able to reach him. Because to go alone in search of him is beyond my power. If, however, you come along with me on the journey, we may hope to reach him. If we get a glimpse of his face, it will give meaning to our life. If we do not attempt it, our life is not worth living. The bird said, "But who is this Simorgh?" The great bird said, "My friends, I will tell you how the Simorgh first appeared on earth. It was in China, on a moonless night, while he was flying over the silent land. A feather from his tail fell on the earth, and all who saw the feather's glowing lines, their hearts were touched by it. If this feather had not floated down, the world would not know of him. It is a sign of him. And in each heart there lies the feather's counterpart. If you wish to find the Simorgh, set out now. Don't sit on your branches till death makes you fall like leaves. Let us start the mystical quest together now." The cuckoo finished, and at once the birds all rose impatient to be on the wing. One bird said, "We want to meet the Simorgh. We feel drawn to him. We follow you till this journey ends." The great bird said, "Consider carefully before you start. The road is long, the sea is deep. We have to cross so many valleys and endless deserts of sand. First, one flies full of joy, and then by sighs." One bird said, "Well, if the road is so long and dangerous, I'd better don't go. It goes beyond my strength. Besides, how can I be sure that the Simorgh really exists?" The great bird said, "The true reason is you don't want to leave your comfortable nest." The nightingale came forward to make his excuses. "I love the rose. From her dear presence I could never leave. The love of the rose satisfies me. If she could disappear, I would lose the reason for my life. The path to the Simorgh is too long. How can a tiny thing like me have the strength to withstand the dangers of the way? The journey you propose cannot distract me from the rose. How could I leave her for a single night? For me she flowers. What greater bliss could life give me than this? I cannot be away from my beloved for a single moment. The cuckoo answered. He patted his wings and said, Nightingale, do not call your passion love. You love only the external beauty of the rose. But that beauty does not last very long. The colors, too, quickly fade into yellow and brown. Give up your love and prepare your wings for the great quest. Then the parrot was the next to speak. Clothed all in green, he trilled. I cannot undertake this journey. I don't want you to damage my beautiful feathers on such a dangerous path. I have no wish to seek the Simorgh of which you speak. The cuckoo said, You think your life has no other sense than showing your colorful feathers. Your feathers are beautiful, but where is your brain? Next came the peacock with his excuse. Proudly he displayed his splendid feathers trail. Turning from side to side, he shrieked, I am special. I'm not like anybody else. Look at all my colors. Once I lived in paradise. The Simorgh is unknown to me. Why should I seek him out? The cuckoo said, You content yourself with too little. Reject it and journey to the hole. Then a swan waddled from her stream and quacked. No, none of you can deny the fact that I am the purest bird that ever flew or swam. My feathers are spotless white. I live in water, and I cannot go to places where no rivers flow. Water is my home. Why should I leave it? Why should I care about that unknown Simorgh? The cuckoo answered her, You are proud of your white feathers, but is your mind as pure as you say? You are imprisoned in your filthy well. Rise from it and fly with us. The pompous partridge was next to speak. He cluck, My only desire are these precious stones. I pick through quarries in search for them. They kindle in my heart a fire which satisfies me. To yearn for something other than a precious stone is to be a fool. Besides, the journey to the Simorgh is hard. My life is here. I have no wish to fly. I must discover precious stones or die. The cuckoo said, Yet those hard gems from which you cannot part have only hardened your heart. Without their colors, they are nothing more than stones. You better seek the real jewel. The hawk came forward with his head held high. He bragged, "My sharp gaze has turned me from vulgar company. What is this Simorgh to me? Why should I struggle through some arid land with no end in view?" The cuckoo answered him, "Your flight is high and proud, but what are you? Mere rotten flesh. Outsoar this world and come with us." The heron came next. "I cannot join you in this arduous quest. I wish to stay in the lagoons. The Simorgh cannot attract me." The cuckoo answered him, "How can you trust the sea, which changes every moment? And since the ocean never rests, how could you ever find peace on its shore?" The owl approached, hooting. "Abandoned ruins are my home, because they may hold buried treasures. Maybe one fine day my foot stumbles over such a loot. Searching for the Simorgh is stupid. I only search for buried gold." "Ooh!" The cuckoo answered him, "You fool! Suppose you get this gold for which you search. What could you do but guard it night and day, while life itself, unnoticed, slips away?" A sparrow, the timid sparrow, came forward and cheered. "I am too afraid to set out. My wings are too weak to carry me all the way to the Simorgh. Therefore I cannot join you in this journey. Exhaustion would cut short my days." "Therefore I cannot join you in this journey. Exhaustion would cut short my days." The cuckoo said, "You teasing little bird, soar up your beak. You cannot fool me. Your humbleness is false. Get ready for the road." All the birds made their excuses. Forgive me if I do not repeat all these excuses to avoid the way. All were lame. The cuckoo counseled them, "These are only petty problems that keep you back. Everyone lives within the hard shell of his little eye. He feels content within this tiny prison. Burst the shell. Give up your old life if you want to live." One bird said, "Why look for something which is beyond all normal thinking?" The great bird said, "We go on living our lives without any higher goal. We are only hunting for pleasures. But no sooner have we obtained our pleasures than we lose it again and have once more to go in search of it. So our hunger for pleasures is never satisfied, because we search it outside of us. We live as in a dream, but what we enjoy in a dream, as soon as we wake up, all the pleasures are gone." One bird said, "This is the only world I know. It appears to me so real and solid. Talking of other planes of reality is mere moonshine to me." The great bird said, "Are you not feeling some dissatisfaction with the world you are living in? It is but an image of your mind. You are living in a stuffy world. Your eyes are hung with the cobwebs of thoughts." One bird said, "Should we satisfy our comfortable life because you promise us a new life in exchange? Besides, how shall I detach myself from the world to which I am accustomed?" The great bird said, "Has it never happened to you that for a moment you lost yourself, when suddenly a wave was parting, and the world appeared very strange? And though the most insignificant moments of your life?" The birds said, "Maybe." The great bird said, "All you want from life consists in demands and wants." The bird said, "But do we not have a right to these things? Food, a nice nest?" The great bird said, "No, there is no right. You are greedy of having a good time. So long as you cling to this attitude, you can never see things as they really are." The bird said, "You must accept that we are weak creatures. We lack the strength for this quest. Our wings are not made for such a long journey. To reach the Simorgh would be a miracle." Another bird said, "The Simorgh seems so great, and we are like tiny ants. How can mere ants climb from their dark pit up to the Simorgh's lofty peak?" Another bird said, "Before we start, I want to know our relationship with the Simorgh, a point that is by no means clear to me. Explain it now. Only then shall I fly without fear." The cuckoo answered them, "When long ago the Simorgh first appeared, he cast unnumbered shadows on the earth. The birds of every land are still his shadows. If you, my friends, desire to see the Simorgh, search for him within your heart. You are his shadows. But your heart is not a mirror bright and clear, so the Simorgh does not easily appear." The birds cried out, "Our relationship with the Simorgh is now clear to me. This again fires my heart to seek the Simorgh." And with one voice the birds shouted, "Yes, we are all eager to set out at once on the quest. Let us start our journey." "Halt, halt, halt," said the bird. "Before we set out, we have to choose a leader, one who will guide us through all the dangers." "Yes, a leader is necessary for such a difficult journey. Therefore we should decide by lot who should be our guide. The honor should fall to the worthiest of all of us, and that is the cuckoo, because he knows the way." "Who is in favor for the cuckoo?" as our guide should lift his wing. All their wings lifted. The cuckoo won! Yes, cuckoo, you will be our leader. The great bird said, but don't just be guided, become your own guide. Our way belongs to the strong, to those who let go everything. Leave the prison of your ordinary life and give yourself entirely to the quest. The birds set off on their journey. The great bird said, now we leave our homely world, and we are blown by the wind into the unknown.